Am I excited about team building? Um, okay, so let's talk about team building. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get us in the mindset, right? Um, so I love sharing Mary Kay videos with you guys because it's like the legacy of our company. And Mary Kay passed away in 2001. And I love it when corporate plays these videos. So I just want to play a quick video for you guys. Okay, here we go.
It's important at your skincare classes that you go out to give and not to get. And I promise you that if you will do that, you will succeed. Now that's pretty simple, isn't it? Go out to give. Go out there to make those 6 women at your show feel good about themselves. And don't worry about how much they're going to spend. You don't have to worry about it. If you will make them feel prettier and feel good about themselves, they're going to go home more attractive and better. Don't think how much money you can get from them. Just go out to give. And go out to give in your daily life. And your customers will recognize your giving spirit and you're going to succeed. Somebody said the secret to success is to give yourself away with love. That's simple. Give yourself away with love. And strangely enough, the more you give, the more you'll get. It works. All you send into the lives of others does indeed come back into your own.
Okay. So the first thing I want to tell you about building your team, right, is selling them. We always think it's like, oh, I have to find people that are interested in doing Mary Kay or whatever. But you guys, it's really about you. Like, people join your team because of you. Yes, the Mary Kay opportunity is like great and awesome, and that's like part of it, but they get excited about joining your team because of who you are and the fun that you bring and the spin that you put on it. So I will say that the team building sometimes it's not the hardest thing. We just make it that because it's the thing we overthink the most. Am I right? Like, we second guess, we overthink, we think, yeah. So because we overthink it the most, it's generally where we tend to have the least amount of results. And I know that some of you have heard my story before, but I used to be one of the worst team builders in the entire company. I remember being a new consultant and just thinking, well, I just want to make money. So I would sell the product. And I remember my director at the time said, hey, we should do some like appointments where we partner together and I teach you how to share like the information about Mary Kay. And I was like, nope, not doing that. Nope, and a rope. And so then she kept pressing me about it. And so finally I was like, fine, I'll do it, but I'm going to do it with people I don't even like. Like, that'll show her. I was like so smart back then. So we did these practice interviews with these college friends I didn't even like. And that was that, right? So that was like month 1 of Mary Kay. It was I saw 30 faces my first month and I think I sold like $1,700 my first month. Okay. Not interested in team building. And then what happened was one of the top women in the company, Arlene Lenars, was doing a guest event in Minneapolis. And we had to have a guest to go. And so I bribed my college friend, Angie, to come. And the reason I asked Angie is because I knew she wouldn't want to do it. Okay. Seriously, this is who I was back in 2004. Okay. So Angie comes out to this event. Now, this was 3 months after I joined Mary Kay. Okay. Not interested in team building. Angie sits at this event and she looks at me at the end of the event and she goes, I think I want to do this. And don't do this, by the way. Okay, this is like a story of what not to do. I was like, really? Okay, don't do that. So Angie ended up joining my team that night. And Angie was someone I legit never thought would do this. That's why I felt safe inviting her to this event, because I wasn't going to have a team, right? So there's hope for all. Angie ended up joining my team. And the thing that hit me after that was, oh, it's not about me, right? And Angie was so happy about it, and she made extra money, and she had a lot of fun for this season of her life. And so that one incident just sort of like made me go, okay, this is like bigger than me. So like, get out of my own head, get out of my own way. And so I went from that to 180 the other direction. So literally within a mindset shift of it's not about me. I'm just going to share it with everybody. It doesn't have to be everybody's thing. I went from no team members to on target for my free car within, I think it was less than 2 months. It was like a month and a half of just that mindset shift of that. So it can be, can happen to you too. It really is a mindset shift and a focus shift. And I just want to tell you that one of the reasons people decide to build a team, there's lots of reasons, right? Put your favorite reasons. If you have team members, you're on here and you have team members, put in the comments, like, what are your favorite reasons for having a team? I think that number one, it makes your business better, because when you have a team member, when you're having those moments where you're like, thinking about watching Netflix tonight, but you got a team member that's kind of working it, you're like, well, but Nicole's over there working it. I better maybe do something while I'm watching Netflix, right? So it makes your business sharper. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's fun to do this with people. It's really fun to do this with people. Another reason is the income. Okay. So you do make a 4, 6, 8, 9, or 13% commission check, depending on where you are on the career path when you add people to your team. And here's what I want to tell you, and I'm going to try to pull this up while we're talking. If you have income goals in the company, right? You can get to, let's say you don't have goals of like ever doing what I do or earning a car. That's okay. I would encourage you to get to that elite team leader position, because you can, it's a lot of money just from team building, and the team building checks that we make come from Mary Kay Corporate. So that's kind of fun. Those commission checks, it's like free money. It's like you're not even working. I don't know, I'll pull it up later, but I have, an elite team leader. So if you have 8 active team members, that's that level. And a 9 or 13% commission check. That's anywhere from an extra like $500 to $700 a month if you have a team that's like working. Obviously, if you're signing up all people that are just doing it to get their own products at cost, you're not going to see that kind of commission check. But if you have people that are like even consistent doing, a few parties every month, it's extra money, right? And it's making your business more sharp because you have those team members. Which is really fun. Oh, I love all these. Okay, so I'm reading the comments, helping them in their businesses, making new friends, building something together, working closely with awesome women, helping them grow, gives more purpose to your business, and it's more fun. I agree. So those are all the reasons to team build. So how do you do it? How do you get people interested in joining your team? First off, they're going to be interested in you. Okay, so the more you can connect with people, the more they're going to be intrigued about what you're doing, right? So that's tip number one. But here's the basics of how to do it. Okay, so first thing, what do we always say? It's like a broken record in Mary Kay. Whenever you start something, it always starts with this. Step 1, make a list. Okay, so make a list of people that you would love to have on your team. Don't judge if you think they would ever want to do it or not. Who in your life, you guys all, I know that every single person on the Zoom has family members, they have friends, they have coworkers they're just like sharp women. You love them, you love working with them, you love being around them, that you would love to have on your team. So that's step 1. If you have held parties recently, right, and you have your like profile cards from the parties, that could be part of your list, right? People from those appointments. But if you're a new consultant or you haven't done a lot of parties recently, you guys all have people in your life you haven't shared the opportunity with, right? So what I like to do is, so you look at your list, you make the list, step 1. Step 2 is you think about each name one at a time. Okay, so for example, Cheyenne Walrath was on a list once upon a time. She was my customer. So I would look at Cheyenne's name and I would go, do I like Cheyenne? Okay, so that's question one. Do I like her? Check, I like her. Okay. Question number two, as I'm looking at her name, does she like Mary Kay products? Check. She's been my customer a few years and orders frequently. So I like her. She likes the product. And question number three, would I be mad if someone else recruited her? Check. So if you answer yes to those three questions, do I like her? Does she like the product? Would I be mad if someone else recruited her? Then that is someone that it would be important to at least have them answer or look at the information. And here's why, you guys, this happens all the time and it makes my heart really sad. I'll get a new team member and who hadn't tried Mary Kay before, who ends up joining my team, and I'll friend her on Facebook. And I love this, you guys. I love when I friend new people on Facebook and it says like, you have 4 mutual friends. And I'm like, who is it? Like, I want to know who I know through this person, right? Or this, who do we both know? And I'll click on mutual friends. And there have been times where 1, 2, or 3 out of the 4 mutual friends are beauty consultants. This person has never been facialed and never been offered the opportunity. And it makes my heart sad. So here's the deal, you guys. If you don't, someone else will. And when she friends them on Facebook and you're a mutual friend, she's going to go, oh, because that's what I do. I'm like, oh, yeah, makes me think about it right now. So do I like her? Does she like the product? Would I be mad if someone else recruited her? So what do you do then? Okay, great. We got this list. I think that the middle question, does she like the product? So if it's someone in your life who has not yet tried the products, maybe you're a newer consultant or you're a seasoned consultant and you're reaching out to people you don't know, I think it would be important to invite her to like one of our Zoom events, or do an appointment with her so that she can try the product, because this is a fact, okay? People will sign up closest to the product. And what that means is people get excited about our products. I mean, if you've been in for a long time, it's like we kind of forget how exciting the products are, but then, people love how their skin feels right away and they feel really good about it. And so they'll join closer to trying the product. So if it's been like 3 years since you've got in front of someone to try the product, that would be step one, right? Is invite them to the Facebook thing. And I will say that our Facebook events have been great for this, like reconnecting people in a really easy way to the products. And people have been joining our unit like left and right. Almost every Facebook Live, we get 1 to 3 team members from it, because people have been either on, some customers were on for a bunch of them and then finally went, all right, I can do this, right? But it's because they're constantly and more consistently reconnecting with the products on a more frequent basis. That has been amazing. So that might be step one. Or, if you're a new consultant, or it's someone you have a relationship with already, like a friend, a family member, whatever, a lot of times if you just ask them, hey, will you be on this like event we're doing during the blizzard, the one woman can thing where I'm giving away $50 in free product. And you can even say, it's okay if Mary Kay is not something you would ever do, it helps me. And you guys, you get credit for it through our tracking program for the Perfect Contest. So, and we do recognition for how many like interviews or sharing appointments you do in a month. So you can count it towards that. And even if they're not interested in joining your team, people who hear the information are more supportive as customers. So if you have never had your mom on a marketing event, you've never had your sister, your besties, those are the kind of people you want to get in front of and do that, because even though she's your bestie, if you've never asked her to do anything, she's not going to consider you her consultant. Some other consultant's going to come along and friend her on Facebook after she's recruited her and go, oh my gosh, we have 4 mutual friends that are also consultants. So do you guys see the picture here? Ask everybody. And I think that the other thing too is being mindful of prejudging people. So what that means is sometimes I used to do this with people who had a lot of money. I thought, oh, she's a lawyer, she would never want to do this. Okay. Oh, she's got a really fancy job. She would never want to do this. Oh, she's super busy. She's got like 13 children and 2 jobs and is going to grad school. She would never want to do this. You guys, it's like those all the Datelines I watch. You never know what's going on behind closed doors, right? It's like that in the positive sense too. You never know what a woman is looking for behind the facade that we put out to Instagram to other people, right? I mean, it takes a lot for a successful woman to admit, like, I have everything I thought I wanted in life, and yet I'm so unhappy, right? So you never know if Mary Kay is the, like, even if it's just like the social outlet or the positive influence in someone's life that's going to help with that. So that is step one. Make the list. Okay, that's my challenge to you, is to make your list and ask the questions. Okay, so if you're writing your little task list, make my list. I think there are people on this Zoom right now that if they made the list, asked the question, and took action. Now, if you're like, okay, I can make the list and ask the questions, I don't know what to do next, that's where I come in. I can help give you a strategy for each thing or each person. We can kind of like just, even if it's over Voxer, kind of chit chat about that. I want to help you with that. I want to help you move up the career path. So I think a lot of people on the Zoom could get in their red jacket. If you're like, what's a red jacket? It's 3 active team members. You get this like delightful new, they have new ones. I have postcards I send out to you guys with these new jackets on. They're beautiful, but it's kind of the first leadership position of Mary Kay. And even if you're just doing it part-time, get in your red jacket, because it's like, you're kind of like the cool kids at school when you show up at Mary Kay events and stuff like that, right? Even if you're doing it part-time, 3 team members, that's it. So yeah, so make your list. If you want help, I will help you with it. I think people could be in the red jacket even by the end of February if they did it. I'm not even kidding. Okay, some of you are close. The other thing I like to do is, and there's more information about this on our emilyschutte.com website, I like to play a corny game at my appointments called What's in My Bag? So I'll pull up to where this is on our website, because I have a little document that tells you what to say, so you're not like, what do I do? Okay, I'll show you this first. Okay, so if you go to our consultant website, and you click on consultant education, and then education center, that's kind of where everything is. And then full circle success is kind of everything, right? So if you want to see how I do a party, you want to see how I do the referral game, booking game, this one here, sharing the opportunity. I have a video that goes through this. I also have what to say at parties about the opportunity. So if you click on this document, it'll bring up what to say. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to say about each thing, it's all right here with all the instructions. And I just play this, I just make it a part of my appointment. So I do this at pretty much every appointment. I don't even call it a game. I just say, okay, we're gonna do this fun little thing. And it's extra corny. Okay, I just tell them, like, I'm sorry, you guys, it's really corny, but we're gonna have fun with it. And the reason you're gonna wanna do it is because my team is doing a gift card drawing. And just for doing this little thing, you're going to get your name into the gift card drawing. Now, if you are wondering, what on earth gift card drawing is Emily talking about? Okay, hold on. I got to X out of it. Okay. Got to shut that down. Okay, here we go. I can get back to it. All right, here we go. So every 3 months, every month, our national area does a gift card drawing. It's $150. They can earn 5 entries for hearing about the Mary Kay opportunity, and 10 entries for becoming a beauty consultant. Okay, so they're going to get their name into this drawing that our team does just for doing it. So everyone's like, oh, that's cool. Okay. And so I open this bag, and you guys, you all have a little makeup bag or something sitting around your house. You can make this, right? And it has little items in here. And so I say, okay, just look in the bag and pick an item that's interesting to you. So they pass the bag around. There's only 6 items in here. So if there's more people, then not everyone gets an item. It's fine. If there's less, I do the rest of them myself. Okay, so they each pick an item. And they're like, oh, what's this? Ha ha ha. And they laugh about it. And I say, okay, each one, after they have the item, I say, each one of these items represents a benefit of being a Mary Kay consultant. So what you're going to do is you're going to say what your item is and try to guess the benefit. And then I'm always like cheesy because, like, let's be honest, this one, the car, and this one are the two easy ones. So I'll say, oh, some of you got like the super easy ones. And then the other people are like, darn it. So they have fun with it, right? So usually the car and the money people go first. And so then, they'll be like, okay, well, this is the car, I think, because you get a free car. And I'm like, yep. And then I pull up my visual that's also on our website that has the cars, right? People are visual animals. Like they want to see this stuff. So I pull up, some of you are like, oh my gosh, I just did this with Emily at a party recently, right? So again, on the training page, I pull up this car visual and I go through it and I say, oh yeah, there's 3 cars you can earn. And again, on that paper I was telling you about just seconds ago, what to say, it tells you what to say about each thing. So if you're like, I don't even know what to say about the cars. Yep, it's all right here, right? So that's kind of great. I also have the starter kit flyer visual because after I'm done going through each item, so we've got the car, which is the car program. I just do a mirror for confidence. You probably have like a hand mirror or something sitting around your house. It does not have to be Mary Kay money. Just go to the internet and print off money or stick $1 in there. I don't know, whatever. Just put a money in there. Who has Monopoly sitting around their house? Who actually plays Monopoly? Ugh. I mean, my kids want to play it. It never ends. I don't even know when that stupid game ends. I get all mad. My son buys like 20 hotels anyway, I'm not going into that. Just steal Monopoly money. Rubber band for flexibility. Career path, you could do like a career path brochure. I found this Lego ladder my kids had. So it's like climbing the ladder. I don't know, you guys get creative. You have stuff sitting around your house. This is not a go and buy stuff situation. It's a dig through your kids or your junk drawer situation. And then the rubber band, and then the chair. This is a ring box. So you might even have just like a ring box sitting around your house, right? And so each one of these things, so the information that we share has an acronym, Mrs. CAB, MRSCAB. So M is money, R is recognition and prizes, S is self-confidence, C is the car, A is advantages and advancement, and B is be your own boss. So Mrs. CAB has 6 letters. My bag has 6 items. So if you don't know what to do, so again, the M of Mrs. CAB, money, right? The R of Mrs. CAB. This is where I talk about recognition and rewards, right? The S, self-confidence and personal growth. We talk about the mirror. C is the car. That's always the easy one. A is advantages and advancement. That's the Lego ladder. And then B, be your own boss, flexibility. The cornier you do it, the better. I'm always like flexibility, like that, because they make it fun. So I go through all the items. We talk about it. We have some laughs. And I do this pretty quickly. I don't spend like a lot of time on it, but I do make sure I elaborate enough. And then at the end, I share with them the starter kit flyer. I said, this info might not be for you. That's totally fine. We need great customers too. There are 2 starting options in Mary Kay, just in case you're curious. The first one is the $30 option. I hold up the flyer. This is called eStart. It's great if you just want to try it, if you want to have a virtual business or get your products at cost. This is what you get with it. It's on the paper. On the other side is $130, and this is great if you want more supplies, blah, blah, blah. I talk about that. Then what I do is, okay, so like here's a profile card from recently. Okay, this is a switch up. So if you're a seasoned consultant, this is kind of a new thing I'm doing. In the interest of, I'm trying to find an example here. In the interest of paper pushing, I used to have another 1 to 10 form. It's still on my website, but I just started having them. So this is what I say. I say, okay, up in no man's land above where it says client profile here in the corner, I just want you to put a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, so 1 means I would rather eat hot dogs off the floor at Nicole's wedding than ever join Mary Kay. Or I make some joke because if it's a bride, I'll say, or if it's not a bride, I'll say, I'd rather eat hot dogs off the floor at Trisha's house than ever be a Mary Kay consultant. Say, just kidding. It means like it was fun learning about it. knowledge is power, but it's not for me. That's a 1. You can't say 5 because we live in the Midwest and that is just not okay to put 5 because I know you're all going to put it. And they were like, darn, so they got to have fun with them. And then 10 means I totally want to give it a try. This sounds great. I'll sign up today. And if you decide to put 10, you just fill out this really simple order form and you're a consultant. So you get that number. Okay. So, yeah, so it's a lot of fun. And then here's what's great, you guys. You have people putting 6s, 3s, 6s, 3s. You have lots of different variety, but you at least shared some of the information. And most people are not going to join the first time that they hear it. In fact, almost everybody is like, I would say if there was one team building tip I could give you, it's to not believe people at first, because everyone says, oh, maybe I would do this in future. I don't have time. And then I start talking to her about, well, in what ways would it benefit you? And then pretty soon we're having another conversation and she's like, well, maybe I'll learn more. Yeah, that would be cool to learn more. And so most people need to learn more. Okay. So if you are looking to team build faster, and this is kind of a tip for seasoned consultants, I have been putting my information, or when I book a party with someone, I have them fill out a Google form that has some questions about their skin. Like, is it normal, dry, combination to oily? What's your name? And then I always link our info survey, the career survey that has like different videos and information so that they're hearing it ahead of time. So I like people to hear some info about Mary Kay before I meet them. They get cute free earrings from me and I send them for you guys too. So that when I'm at the appointment, they've already heard some of it and we can just have a conversation. A lot of times people will join your team right on the spot, which is really fun. And if you're worried, if you're like, okay, but like I'm new, what if people join my team and I don't even know what I'm doing? That's it. Okay, you guys, like that's what Jan, okay, thank you for admitting it, Jan. But Jan, here's the thing. Jan doesn't have to train them. Emily, I train them. And it's the Mary Kay opportunity. It's not the Jan Pennington opportunity, right? So you don't have to worry about, you don't have to have it all figured out. Okay, remember the girl who invited like her least likely college friend just to placate and go to this event? That's how I started recruiting. And it just took practice. It's like all things. But I think because we think that I think the reason people don't recruit more is because we overthink it. We think that the winds have to be, west, northwest, going east, and the sun needs to set at a certain time, and we have to have our hair a certain way. And then, okay, now we can team build. It takes practice. It's not going to be pretty at first. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be like, whoa, what just that? First time I did what's in my bag was like a hot mess. But share your story too. You guys, people want to hear from you, and people are genuinely curious about Mary Kay and about what you're doing. So yeah, who's excited to have a team? Like for real. Okay, lots of people. Cheyenne's like me. And I just think we had top sales director JC Backus on here, and this was the best. And I'll end with this. Okay, so it's kind of like a little inspiration. It's the parable of the seeds in the Bible, right? So there's a farmer out and he's sowing seeds. And what JC said, which I thought was so wise, it's not our job to control the harvest. It's just our job to plant the seeds, right? And so, you're going to throw some seeds, in the Bible story. It's like, some seeds are on the road and a bird comes and eats them. Okay. So if you've ever tried team building and the person that you thought would be so great, or, you thought was going to join your team is ghosting you, like maybe a bird ate her, I don't know. So some of the seeds end up there. Some of the seeds fall in like in between the rocks, where there's like a little bit of a soil there, and they kind of start to grow, but then they go anywhere. So that's like, maybe you have a team member who started, but then kind of fizzled really fast. And then, some of the seeds are going to end up in really fertile soil. So it's not your job to worry about that. It's just your job to plant the seeds and to put it out there. And some customers take a while to join your team. Right, Misty? I always tease Misty about it. And some will join your team right away, and some will be on your team and then come back on your team, right? That's what's great too. Some people's lives change. Yeah, Cheryl, we're excited to have you back. So I'm just really proud of all of you guys for being on tonight and being here to learn more about team building, because I think each and every one of you could be a really great team member and are great team members. You've got the personality, you've got the passion for the company and just like how it can help women, and you're very others focused. So it's just, we just got to share it. That's all it is. So it was fun hanging with you ladies tonight. Excited for next week. Month end is coming. Holy crap, right? So kind of check on where you're at with the perfect contest and your goals and earning your cute earrings. And like I said, our One Woman Can event is Wednesday. Just challenge yourself to ask a couple people, even if you're scared, just like ask your bestie that will say yes to be on, and she might just like it. So have a great night, everybody. Bye, guys.